So, version 3.3 is bringing in two new characters, Hyene and Cipher, and there's already a lot of talk about whether they're worth pulling. But here's the thing, it's not just about their strength in the meta. Revenue expectations play a huge role in how a character is perceived, and sometimes even strong units don't perform well in sales. We'll break down their kits, possible synergies, and how they fit into the current state of the game. So, Hyene is a 5-star Wind Remembrance character, and she's bringing something quite different to the table, a fast, HP-burning healer. Now that alone sounds interesting because healers usually aren't associated with burn mechanics, but what really makes her stand out is how she interacts with speed. If an ally starts combat with less than 120 speed, they'll gain 4% speed per unit to help push them toward that threshold. This could make her a great fit for teams where certain units struggle to reach key speed breakpoints. If you've ever had a team where a support feels just a bit too slow, Hyene might be able to fix that. Her light cone also seems to focus on increasing healing, speed, and energy, while also boosting damage. And there's something interesting in her traces, a potential revive effect. Now, this isn't fully confirmed yet, but if she really does have a way to bring characters back to life, that could make her a very strong pick in certain scenarios. The catch? Right now, insiders rate Hyene as a B-tier unit in terms of expected revenue, not just character performance. This means that while she may have an interesting kit, especially as a speed-based healer with potential revival mechanics, she's not predicted to generate massive sales. She brings something unique to the Remembrance path, but with so many already strong units in this category, she might not stand out enough to drive high pull numbers. But here's the thing, this rating isn't purely about her strength in the meta. When discussing a character's value, it's important to remember that expected revenue plays a huge role in how they're perceived. Of course, whether a unit is strong or weak does influence their sales, but it's not the only factor. A character's design, personality, lore significance, and even the timing of their release can all impact how well they perform financially. So, while Hyacene's B-tier revenue rating suggests she might not be one of the most popular banners, that doesn't mean she won't be a solid unit in the right team. Now let's talk about Cipher, a 5-star Quantum Nihility unit with a DPS kit focused on critical rate and critical damage. Unlike traditional Nihility units that lean heavily into debuffing, Cipher seems to be designed for dealing direct damage with additional effects. Quantum DPS characters have been strong in the past, but Cipher is currently expected to be C-tier in terms of revenue, according to insiders. But don't let that rating discourage you. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a bad character. This C-tier ranking is based on projected banner sales, not gameplay strength. Hoyoverse likely has an internal revenue tier list for every character, trying to predict how well they will perform financially before release. But these are just estimates. They can't fully predict player reactions with 100% accuracy. Sometimes a character might be expected to perform poorly in sales but ends up being a surprise hit. In fact, there's a good chance that your current favorite character was also rated C-tier at the time of their release. Revenue rankings don't determine a character's value in battle or how much you'll enjoy them. So if Cipher or Hyene interests you, there's no reason to feel discouraged. Pull for who you like. Here's the real question, are Hyene and Cipher worth your pulls? If you need a unique healer with potential revival effects and speed-based utility, Hyene might be interesting. She could have a niche role that benefits certain teams, but if you're looking for raw healing output, she might not outclass existing options. Cipher, on the other hand, feels more like a gamble. If her multipliers turn out stronger than expected, or if she has a unique playstyle that makes her feel better than her rating suggests, she could be a fun pick. But based on what we know, she doesn't seem like a meta-breaking DPS. That being said, meta isn't the only factor in a character's success. Revenue expectations don't always align with power levels, and sometimes characters who are just okay gameplay-wise still perform well because of their design, lore, or appeal. But let's be honest, the real showstopper is coming in version 3.4. Phanon has already been rated as an S+ tier unit in terms of expected revenue, meaning he's projected to be a massive success. And it's not just about gameplay. His lore, aesthetics, and abilities are shaping up to be incredible. If you're saving your resources for a truly game-changing unit, Phanon is definitely one to keep an eye on. Of course, these ratings are just projections, but given the hype surrounding him, there's a good chance he'll make a huge impact when he drops. So what do you think? Are you pulling for Hyene or Cipher, or are you waiting for Phanon? Let me know in the comments, and let's talk about it. Save up to 23% on the current banners at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.